Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's from pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, open up some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them can big profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETLs, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them can make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call it short squeeze. You get the drop, she pull the trigger and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them can big profits. While I'm still in my sand, big profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, make profits.
That TTG money gang, we some snipers. Hey yo, what's up everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Hope you all are having a wonderful evening and you're ready to get down to business here. My name is Michael Edward Paranati. I go by Michael Edward and I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group. In case you guys didn't know, we were Benzinga FinTech Awards finalists last year for Best Data Analysis Tool. We're coming for the prize this year, though. And we're also the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that combines university level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools, live workshops, and individual mentorship and coaching for stocks, options, crypto, and futures. We day trade, we swing trade. We also cover long-term investing. There's literally something for anybody here at True Trading Group. Now, we take that university level of curriculum, though, and we pair it with 8 professional full-time trading moderators that are with you each and every single day, sharing their screens, answering questions, providing commentary and analysis, and of course, giving you guys the real-time trade alerts. The moderators and I collectively as a group have been able to maintain a cumulative win rate on all of those trade alerts of just around 80% on all of our executions for just going on now roughly the last about 4 years. You also, not only will you get access to all those trade alerts, but you're going to get access to our members as well. Our members are hands down the most educated, helpful, supportive, and successful community of traders that you're ever going to find. All right. So if you're wondering, why you should listen to anything it is that we discuss on this channel, it's because I didn't figure this stuff out on my own. I began my career working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City, my first job out of college, where they had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of the fund's money. Then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession, the big stock market crash, but also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. So now I fast forward, I'm the co-founder and the head trader of True Trading Group. And along with my team of those 8 professional trading mods and an over 30-person staff, we've helped thousands of members from all over the world reach their goals. We have members in 115 different countries, truly a global community here at True Trading Group. So if you guys are ready to learn trading profit for real, you've come to the right place. 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, we go live on this channel with myself, other mods, and special guests. We'll drop golden nuggets, give you free lessons, education, trade ideas that can help you all become better traders, can help you guys make some money, right? At the end of the day, that's why we're all here. So if you've not yet done so, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, make sure you guys never miss out on any of these lives. What a day. What a day. I mean, new all-time highs for Nvidia. But what the hell happened today? What the hell happened in this market today? Markets made a new all-time high and then sold off. But it sold off while Nvidia kept going higher. And there was a lot of funkiness. I'm going to say, yeah, that's right. That's a new technical term, funkiness. Okay. There's a lot of funkiness in the market today. I actually think that today was a tougher day in the market. I think that there was a lot of price action today that could have made you kind of scratch your head a bit. And sometimes you have days in the market where the moves are extremely obvious and it's easy to capitalize on. And then you have days in the market where longs can lose money and then shorts could lose money on the same time, the same trade on the same day. It's not many days that happens where longs and shorts could easily lose money. But there are some days where that does take place. And I think that today was one of those days. I think today was one of those days where you could have had long ideas and short ideas, and you can have 2 different traders that are looking long or short. I'm not just talking about the overall market, because obviously the overall markets went down today. So if you were just short the overall markets today, then you were able to make money. I'm talking about a lot of individual stocks and the price action that some individual stocks had, specifically stocks like AMD, stocks like Nvidia, stocks like Meta, stocks like Microsoft. These are stocks that had some pretty funky, yes, new technical term there, price action today. And a lot of people want to know what the hell happened. Why did the markets gap up to a brand new fresh all-time high with Nvidia gapping up to new all-time highs? The second time that Nvidia earnings have gapped this market up to a new all-time high. But then why did the market sell off? And why did you put in this big, strong, engulfing red candle on the daily chart that now has a couple of people kind of back in their seats? I actually think that the price action that we are about to get over the next day or two is more important than the price action that you got today. Because the price action that you got today, although the candle on the daily chart doesn't look great, and I'll pull up my charts right now, actually, so we can just kind of talk about it. Let me pull it up on my charts right here. Way to go, Don Drell. Great job, man. $7,000 day on SPY puts. Well done. Great job, brother. Very nicely done. Great job. Way to go, Mitma. Had some nice profits there today as well. Good job. So we take a look at this candle that was put in here today, right? And as you zoom it in, you're like, whoa, look at that. Big, nasty red candle. Gets everybody nervous. But in reality, all you've done is reset against the previous all-time high. That's all you have done. This previous flat top all-time high on the SPY, all you have done is pull back down into that level and then rest back against it. So I think that when you see a candle like this, a lot of people are going to say, they're going to think that, oh, that's it. The markets have topped out. And a lot of people are going to want to come into the markets tomorrow, and they're going to want to short the markets again and going into a holiday weekend. And I'm not saying that that's a terrible idea. You know, when you get profit taking, way to go, Dave Adams. Yes. Dave Adams is a brand new member of True Trading Group. 5 winning trades today for Dave Adams. Dave, congratulations. Great day, brother. Great day. And I really, listen, I'm being honest with you guys. I've been doing this 18 years. I do think today was a little bit more of a tougher day. So if you had great days today, like Don Drell, $7,000 profit, Dave, 5 green trades today, really great job, nicely done. Pat yourselves on the back. I don't think today was an easy day, right? I don't think that today was an easy day. And I'll explain to you guys what I mean by that. But I also want to really get into why I think the next 2 days are extremely important. And there's a couple of things that I'm looking at on the SPY and a bunch of different technical indicators and a bunch of different signals that have me really honed in on these next 2 trading days. Because all today was profit taking on the new all-time high. It was profit taking on the new all-time high. At 8:30 this morning, we got jobless claims data that was again higher than expected. And not higher. That was stronger than expected, meaning it was lower. So jobless claims data was stronger than expected. That started the market pullback at 8:30 in the morning before the markets opened. And you started to see interest rates and yields move higher. Then at 9:45, we got some PMI data, services and manufacturing PMI data, both higher than expected. And the services PMI data was a lot higher than expected, about 4 points higher than expected. As soon as that happened, the selling in the overall market accelerated. And as soon as that happened, the probability of the first rate cut moved from September to December. So essentially, you got stronger jobs data, stronger PMI data, and the market then said, crap, no more September rate cut. We're going to price in the first rate cut now in December. So essentially, today, the market went from expecting 2 rate cuts this year to now only expecting 1. That saw treasury yields, the 2-year, the 10-year, et cetera, move higher. That saw equity stocks move lower. Equities move lower. And that's all the probabilities of the rate cut get pushed out to December. That's why the markets pulled back today. And now that the markets gave you that pullback today, the question obviously now is, well, is that profit-taking pullback just a one-day thing? Because as they'll tell you, that one day does not make a trend, right? The trend in this market is obviously undoubtedly to the upside. We've been in a pretty raging bull market for about a year and a half now. Honestly, you go back more than that. You go back to October of 2022. You go back to, October of 2022 is when the markets bottomed. You had a little bit of a correction in September, October of 23, but never really broke down bull market. And you've been rallying ever since. So this bull market that we've been in, and make no mistake about it, this is a bull market, as much as many of you, as much as people might, refuse to accept it, refuse to admit it. This is a bull market. I mean, obviously, we just made a brand new all-time high today. So it's undoubtedly that we are still in this uptrend. So just because you have one red day does not mean that the uptrend is over. I mean, let's not forget that just a couple of weeks ago, you had not one, but 2 massive red days. And the market just a couple weeks later went back to new all-time highs. So just because you get these wide range days to the downside does not mean that a crash is coming. The trend is still to the upside. But I am seeing a couple of signs and a couple of signals that make me believe that we may see a continuation of this profit taking. There's a big difference between a continuation of profit taking and a market crash. I'm not sitting here telling you that there's going to be a market crash, but I'm telling you that I believe that a retest of that prior all-time high break, the all-time high flat top that you guys see right here back the end of March and early April, that needed to be back tested and filled. Now you just did it. There it is, right down almost to the damn freaking penny. So you draw a line across those prior highs, and that is literally the low of the day today. Okay, it's literally the low of the day today. Now, tomorrow, if the market just goes ahead and does this, then you have just confirmed the support level that was previously the all-time high, and you'll probably work your way back up into those low 530s. But if this level gives, and if this level breaks, I think the profit taking will accelerate. I think the profit taking will last for a couple of days, and you can get some price action that possibly looks something like this over the course of the next, week to week and a half, as you get, a little bit more of this little pullback that can take you back down to at least test the 50-day moving average, which is this dark blue line that you guys see on my screen, possibly deeper, and get into backfill and fill back this gap. This gap right here, I think, was the gap that you would really love to see tested and filled. And that's the 100-day moving average, this pink line, purple line you see on my screen. That does not mean that the market is going to crash. That would actually still be a confirmed uptrend because you have a higher high, and then that would also then be a higher low, and that would still be, you would still be within, okay, you'd still, oops, that's the wrong tool that long drawing tool that I keep grabbing for you. That would still be within the uptrend, okay? And I actually think that that's probably a pretty probable scenario. I know I just said probable and probably in the same sentence, but I do think that that is a pretty probable scenario that we could be looking at. What are the signals that are telling me that we could see the next couple of weeks, maybe a little bit more of this pullback? Well, for that, I want to take you guys to the weekly chart. And one of the indicators that I like to use on a weekly chart to really identify trend is the MACD. Okay. The MACD on the weekly chart is a great way for us to take a look at short-term trend. And what I'm going to do for you guys right now is I'm going to expand the MACD indicator. Okay. I'm going to expand my MACD indicator that you guys see here at the bottom of the screen. Okay. So here we see the MACD indicator at the bottom of the screen, and here is the chart of the SPY. There's something very specific that I want you to notice. The last time that you had the SPY make a new all-time high, you guys can see right here, we made a new all-time high. You did not make a new all-time high on the MACD. The MACD put in a lower high. This is an example of what is called bearish divergence. When you have a new cycle high, but you do not make that new high in the MACD. That is bearish divergence. That is one sign of possible short-term pullback. But the other sign is we just had a signal line crossover to the downside. Now, the signal line crossover to the downside, that's relevant because every time that you've had a crossover on the MACD over the last several years, you've had a short-term directional move. Let's look back at the last couple times you've had a signal line crossover. Now, the signal line is the white line. The MACD is the teal blue line. Here, for example, the teal blue line crossed above the signal line. That indicates the possibility of an upward move. Well, what was the trend immediately following that cross? That move happened. Okay, that move happened. Let's go back further and see what was the previous time before that. This, you have to go all the way back to here in August. Well, what was the short-term move after the cross in August? Well, you got a multi-week pullback in September and October of 2023. Now let's go back to the last time that the crossover happened prior to that. You got to go all the way back here to November of 2022. Well, what happened after November 2022? We had this move. So every single time that you've had these signal line crossovers, right? And then here, let's do another one. Here's another crossover, right? I mean, this is when things got kind of, you had multiple crosses happening within like months of each other on a weekly chart, which is rare. It's rare that you get this many crossovers this clumped together. That's indicative of market bottoming, and it's indicative of market topping. So depending on how you look at it. So in this example, you can see this is when the markets were bottoming. You had the cross to the upside, the cross to the downside, the cross to the upside. We have multiple crosses like that on a signal line MACD over a weekly chart that happen that close together. That is a little bit of a sign of an indicative bottoming. That's exactly what you saw back there during the crash of 2022. But if you're just to look at these last couple of signal line crossovers, each time that you've had that crossover, you had a multi-week directional move, crossover, multi-week directional move. Now here's crossover. And you have this crossover with bearish divergence. Okay. So there's your bearish divergence. And then there's the signal line crossover. So does that signal line crossover now lead to the next couple of weeks that possibly look like this? It's entirely possible that based on what I'm seeing on the MACD, that we could be setting up for a little bit more of a pullback. Okay. You could be setting up for a little bit more of a pullback. Now, as I say that, keep in mind, you're still above your support level. And until this level breaks, I don't think you can lean on anything short yet. But if this prior high does not hold, and let's say tomorrow we do that, then I think it's time for us to say to ourselves, look for bounces back into 525 all the way to 528. This zone right here. Let me make this. I just want you guys to be able to see it. Let me delete this other stuff because I want you guys to be able to see this. So let's say this is the price action that you get. Then I think bounces into this zone can be shorted. I think bounces into this zone can be shorted. And you would look then for, let's say, a bounce back into this target zone. And then you can look for a follow through move to the downside. And then that gives you the confirmation from that crossover on the signal line crossover that you're getting on the weekly chart. Now, you do not yet have a signal line crossover on the MACD on the daily chart. So let me here it is. So here's again, that MACD indicator. Now you'll notice we do not yet have the crossover to the downside yet, but it kind of looks like it might be forming. You can see how the MACD indicator just started to curl to the downside, right? While this is still moving higher. So you do have the possibility of that crossover to the downside. And then you would have a signal line crossover on the daily and a signal line crossover on the weekly. And then I would say, all right, guys, if we break back underneath that prior all-time high, it's time to look for a pullback that takes you back down into this region. And then we can look for short ideas over the course of the next 1 to 2 weeks. But I'm really not ready to just step on that trade yet until this level breaks. And only if this level breaks. Because although you got this ugly looking candle here today on the daily chart, all you did was pull back to retest previous resistance, and now it's acting as support. That's all that you've done. Okay? So you can't just come in here and say, big red candle, therefore it's time to get short, because the markets can come right back tomorrow and can give you a bounce back to 529 and give you something that looks like that. Okay? But so I'm not ready to lean on anything short. I'm not on this live stream right now calling the short. What I am telling you is if these things happen, I'll look short for probably the next 1 to 2 weeks, right? Yes, Rocky Mountain High says, Mike, should you wait until the level breaks, closes below? And for me, that answer is yes. You wait for that. If that level breaks and you close below, that would be my confirmation signal. And then I would just short bounces into that zone. Okay. I would just short bounces into that zone at that time. And my target would at least be minimum the 50-day moving average, which is currently 515, 516, with the possibility of getting a little bit deeper to 506 to 510, which would put you back to fill this gap from the labor report. Okay, the labor report that you got on that Friday, May 3rd, that had that big gap up from the labor report. You would go back and fill that gap, and if you fill that gap, not only would you fill the gap, but you would also be testing the 100-day moving average. And the 100-day moving average, the last time we hit it, was a beautiful level of support. Right? Beautiful level of support. So I think that level is in play if we break back beneath, we'll call it 523.5. I think that this support level is about $1.50 wide. It's from like 523.25 up to like 524.75. And I'd say that's about how wide this support level that we're at right now, that's about how wide that level is. But if you get into like, let's say 522, then that's going to tell me this level's broken. And then I'll short moves back into 524, 525 for the short, and then look for the roll down into the teens. Okay. But only if that level breaks. Okay. Only if that level breaks. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm thinking about there on the SPY. Now, while I say that, here's a conversation that I want to have with you guys. And then, I mean, listen, Nvidia, what is there to talk about Nvidia? New all-time highs, right? Over $1,000 a share. I said to you guys the other day, I was live with you guys yesterday for Nvidia's earnings, and we didn't break over 1,000 when I was on the live stream. The earnings themselves did not get you over 1,000. It was the conference call that got you over 1,000. And I believe honestly that it was a specific comment, a specific topic by the CEO where he said that the demand for their chips is far outpacing the supply that they're able to produce. And he said he expects that to be the case well into 2025. And that really made investors feel like the shine and this insane growth that Nvidia has experienced and the insane growth and the shine that AI has experienced is not yet slowing down. And that made investors still feel pretty good about the demand there for Nvidia's products. And that is when the stock broke above 1,000. It was that comment, it was that discussion, and it had everything to do with the guidance. And that's why you got that extension, that breakout through 1,000. Now you're up there trading at 1,035. You went all the way to 1,060. Listen, a lot of people are asking me about Nvidia. It's at all-time highs. I wouldn't be a buyer of Nvidia right here. I really wouldn't. People asked me this yesterday on the live when we were covering its earnings. I wouldn't. I'm not a buyer. I'm holding. I own a lot of Nvidia. I've owned it for years. I've added to it over the years. I trimmed 15% of the position in March when we got to 944, but it was just because those were shares that I bought at 58. And I was up 1,500% on those shares. So I trimmed some of that position, just 15% of it. I trimmed it and I used that capital to fund some other trades and some other positions that I wanted to get myself into, like some biotech positions, some gold positions. And that has worked out very, very well for me since that we've done that. But I still have a big position on Nvidia. It was just a trim. I'm still long. I'm going to stay long for a very long time. But I wouldn't be a buyer of it here. Even if I wasn't already long, I wouldn't be a buyer of it here. I wouldn't want to chase something after it's had this type of a move. I know it's tough to say it, but I think you got to just bite the bullet, and I think you got to just be patient. I think you got to wait, and eventually these stocks will pull back 20, 30%, 40%. Eventually they will. When does it happen? I don't know. I wish I could tell you that. But you just got to have the wherewithal to, when it actually does happen, to not be a baby about it and actually just get in there, shut your mouth and buy. Because if you're asking me now, should I buy the stock at $1,035? Then you better not ask me when the stock's at $750, right? If you're asking, should you buy it at $1,035? If you like it enough to possibly buy it at $1,035, then you better like it to buy it at $750, $800. Now, will Nvidia ever see 750, 800 again? Well, no, because you're going to have the stock split. That's going to happen in June. So you're talking about it's going to have to be, $80, okay, instead of, 800. But will you get back to those prices at some point? Yes, I believe so. Pretty confidently, I believe that you'll see that price sometime in the future for people to be able to buy. But the problem is when that time happens, people are going to say, oh no, what's going on? Oh no, the stock market's crashing. Oh no, maybe that person on Twitter that compared Nvidia to Cisco, maybe that person is right. Oh no, maybe the stock's going to go to 600 and I'll just wait when it gets, or 60. Maybe the stock's going to go to 60. I'll wait for it there. I'll buy it at 60 and it doesn't get to 60. And you watch it go to 80 and then back to 100. Right? That's what happens when the stocks start pulling back. Don't do that. just remember that if you're willing to buy it at 1,000, you better be willing to buy it at 800. You better be willing to buy it at 750. All right. So don't, get scared and get nervous when the stock gets to that price. Be happy it got to that price. Hold your nose, step in there and start buying some. Okay. Is what I would say. So that's Nvidia. Now here's the other thing that I want to say, and I want to have a conversation with you guys here real quick. And hopefully this is a conversation that you guys are going to appreciate. I spoke about this a bit today inside a True Trading Group on the platform with all of our members. And I want to reiterate it. And I want to have this discussion again because I feel like it's a really good and it's a really important psychological lesson and a psychological discussion for traders and investors. I don't want to hear this phrase anymore. This doesn't make sense. I don't want to hear that. So many people say the market's going higher, right? The market's making all-time highs. And so many people say the market's making all-time highs. This doesn't make sense. Stop saying that because it doesn't make sense to you. It clearly makes sense to millions of other people. The market wouldn't be moving higher. And what I'm saying to you right now, I'm not even referencing right now. Don't take this conversation we're about to have as me telling you, no, I'm super bullish. This is more of a general discussion. Okay. It's less related to what's happening right now. My thoughts on the markets right now. It's more general. Just because you don't think the market should be going higher doesn't mean that it's not going to. And you have to realize that it makes sense for the market to go higher for millions of other people. Otherwise, it wouldn't actually be going higher, right? Don't allow your bias and your thesis to blind you from what is actually happening. When you look at the markets right now, I want to answer the question of why the markets are going higher. Because people, this doesn't make sense. It actually does make sense. And here's the best way for me to break it down for you. Imagine you have a scale. And on one side of that scale, we're going to put earnings have been much better than people had anticipated. Earnings growth, earnings multiples over the next several quarters has gone up. So people are expecting earnings growth for the next few quarters into 2025, with actual growth in 25 actually being higher and multiples being higher in 25 than they are now here in 24. So that's why stocks have been moving higher. They're moving higher because the anticipation of earnings and what companies are saying, whether they're beating and raising, they're beating top and bottom line, earnings per share, revenue, sales beats, and then raising guidance going forward for full year and then into next year. When they raise guidance, their earnings growth, the earnings multiple that the stock will trade will move higher. That then therefore makes the stock move higher. So you have that on one side of the scale. That's why the market's moving higher. The market's moving higher because of earnings. Now, the other side of the scale, you're going to put inflation is higher than we want it to be. Inflation is annoying, it's sticky, and it's not coming down fast enough. And then we're also going to put in there, we're not getting rate cuts at the time frame that we wanted it. When you look at those two things together, you might say, that might evenly balance out a scale. But let's think about why you're not getting rate cuts as early as people thought. And the answer to why you're not getting rate cuts as early as people thought is because the economy, although yes, it is slowing, is holding up way better than anybody anticipated, including myself. If you asked me 6 months ago, Mike, do you think we're going to be at an all-time high on May 23rd? I would say probably not. If you asked me in December of 23, Mike, by May and June, the unemployment rate is still going to be under 4%. I would have said probably not. But yet here we are. And you just had jobless claims data that came out today that was stronger than expected. So The reason why you're not getting rate cuts, we came into this year with the market expecting 6 rate cuts. We are now halfway through the year almost, and the markets are expecting 1. But the market's gone higher throughout that entire time of going from 6 to 1. The reason why it's gone from 6 to 1 is because the economy has held up better than what people had expected, which is why earnings have been better than what people expected. That's why markets are moved higher this year. So when you say this doesn't make sense, you're saying inflation is still high, the Fed's not going to cut rates, therefore the market should go down. And the counter argument is, well, the market's actually going up because business and corporate profitability is going up, because inflation is actually helping margins and it's helping profitability for companies. Because the reality is, when you have inflation and companies have good pricing power and a company raises their prices to account for inflation, when inflation starts to work its way back down, the company doesn't necessarily need to bring their prices down as much as when prices ease and inflation eases, because the consumer just gets used to that new price point. You get used to paying $6 for your coffee at Starbucks, and they don't need to bring that price all the way back down, which then when the costs for the company come back down, but their price stays the same, their margins expand. They make more profit, their earnings go up, stock prices then go up. So to say, oh, this doesn't make sense, therefore I'm just going to short the market over and over and over again, is foolish. It's arrogant is really what it is. It's arrogant because when you say that, when you say, oh, this doesn't make sense, so you're opening yourself up to go down a very dangerous road. And you're opening yourself up to frustrated actions. Like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. And now you're going to be more likely to make an emotional decision because you're frustrated with what the market's doing, and you say, this doesn't make sense, this has to come back down at some point, and you get short. And then the market goes up and you get stopped out. And then it goes up further and you go, this really doesn't make any sense, I'm going to get short again. Then the market goes up again and then you get stopped out again. And you continue down that path if that's what you say to yourself. So instead of you saying to yourself, this doesn't make sense, because that would also you be insinuating when I said it's arrogance, that's insinuating that you're right and the market's wrong. You're right and the millions of other financial professionals around the world are wrong. That's kind of arrogant, isn't it? When you think about it, that your theory is right and the market is wrong. When you think about it that way, that kind of sounds silly, doesn't it? But that's essentially what you're doing when you say things like that. So here's my advice. Instead of when the market does something that you don't understand, instead of saying this doesn't make sense, say this doesn't make sense to me. And try to figure out and understand, why is the market doing something other than what you thought? Because newsflash, you're going to be wrong sometimes. I'm wrong sometimes. I'm not always right. But I can't allow myself to just constantly and continuously lose money if the market's doing something that I didn't think it was going to do. You can't just only make money when the market's doing exactly what you thought, because you're not always going to be right. And too many people will make money, and then when the instant that they're wrong, they lose everything that they just made when they were right. You can't do that. You're never going to be consistently profitable because you're never going to have a 100% win rate. You're going to make losing trades. So rather than say this doesn't make sense and then open yourself up to go down this road of, oh, I'm just going to do the opposite of what's actually happening because it doesn't make sense, I'm right, the market's wrong. That's a dangerous place for you to be as a trader. Say this doesn't make sense to me. And then try to understand, why is the market doing something other than what you expected? Try to understand and try to look and analyze and approach the markets from a neutral, unbiased standpoint. That's the biggest piece of advice that I can tell anyone that's on this YouTube channel that's watching this live. Because although I didn't think that the market was going to go to $533 in May, if you asked me 4 months ago, I've made a lot of money over these last couple of months while the market has moved higher. And it's not because I'm sitting here saying, oh, this doesn't make sense, so I'm just going to, no. It's take a step back, be humble to say, all right, this doesn't make sense to me. And then figure out how you can make money from what's actually happening in front of you. Change your words. Then you change your mindset. Then you change your actions. Then you change your results. Instead of banging your head against the wall, repeating the same thing over and over and over again that has not worked for you. I love what I'm seeing right now in True Trading Group because we have a lot of people that just recently joined after like the meme stock craze. And it drives me absolutely mad and absolutely insane. I talked to a couple trial members recently. So many people made a ton of money in 2021 with meme stocks. They had absolutely no clue what they were doing, but they made a bunch of money because everything just went up and everybody just told them, just buy call options, never get out, just hold for life. And the stocks just squeezed and people made a ton of money. That was the worst possible thing that could have happened to any retail trader that was just getting involved in the markets because it gave them a false sense of reality. It gave them a false sense of success. It made them think that they knew what they were doing because they made money, when in reality, they had no clue what they were doing. And that showed because in 2022, they lost everything they made during the meme stock rally. And then they walked away and they quit. Then GameStop and AMC and everything just goes absolutely bonkers over the last couple of weeks. And then they come back because everybody on social media and Reddit and everyone's Roaring Kitty came back and everyone's all excited. They come back in, they watch GameStop and AMC explode hundreds of % over 2 to 3 days. And what do? They resort right back to the exact same behavior that lost them all of that money just a couple of years ago. They repeated the exact same process that got them to the position that they were in the first place. Just because you buy a stock that everyone talks about on social media and it experiences a short squeeze and you make money on it does not mean you know what you're doing. So we talked to a trial member today that made a bunch of money on GameStop, and then they thought all of a sudden they know what they're doing, and they went and they started buying options in Nvidia, they bought options in Tesla, and they lost everything because they don't actually know what they're doing. It's a false sense of success. Please take the time to actually learn how to make money in the market. Because the way for you to make money in the market consistently over the long run is not holding on to meme stocks. That didn't work for you before. It didn't work for you now. It won't work for you in the future. But what will work for you and what can work for you is to actually take the time to learn from professional traders that do this for a living, that put food on the table and a roof over their head by acquiring and getting better at this skill. 10,000 members in True Trading Group from 115 different countries, 82% of them of which have a full-time job working over 40 hours a week. They are making money. They are becoming better traders, and it's not because of meme stocks. You don't believe me? Watch this. Members, do me a favor. Type the number 1 if you're making money and you're becoming better traders because of True Trading Group. Very simple. Type the number 1 if you're making money, if you're becoming better traders because of TTG. Type the number 1 in chat right now. Anyone that's on this live stream that is not yet a member, you should pay very close attention to the amount of people that you see type the number 1 in chat right now, because every one of these people are your friends, your family members, your coworkers telling you, I'm making money. Thank you, True Trading Group. Thank you for showing me and teaching me the actual real way for someone to consistently pull profits out of this market. Because this is the best market environment that I've ever seen. I've been doing this for 18 years. And I'm not just saying that as a sales tactic. It shows in P&L. It shows in our members' P&L, not just mine and the moderators. It shows in our members' P&L. It shows in our members' profitability. There's opportunity everywhere you look. Small caps, mid caps, large caps, commodities, crypto, day trading, swing trading, scalping, whatever your style, whatever you trade, there's opportunity on a daily basis. Charles, $7,700 today. $7,700 today for Charles. If they can do it, so can you. So if you are someone that made money on the way up during the meme stock craze and lost it all in 2022, you made money on the way up in GameStop recently, and then you lost it all over the last couple of days. If you are someone that left the markets because you had to go back to work and you thought maybe you couldn't do this because now you have a full-time job. If you are someone that is just interested, you've seen the potential, you hear about people making money, and you just want to make a couple extra dollars for yourself and for your family so you don't have to worry about your bills every month. If you are one of those people, you should pay very close attention to the offer that I'm going to provide for you here this evening, because you're very fortunate if you're on this live stream right now and you're not a member. See, the price of our membership was supposed to jump to over $1,000 a year last night at midnight. Adam has been completely inundated today. We had some very important meetings today. Today was really all about, so some of you guys, if you don't know, we are in the process of having some very high-level talks with some very big companies about our AI tool, about our large language model and the capabilities of our large language model. We've been developing it over 2 years. We've invested over 7 figures into this, and it is a huge part of what is the future of True Trading Group. And we had a lot of meetings today about it. So we didn't have a chance to change the checkout page. So the checkout page that we have, we're not able to take it down and reset it. So there's actually 8 spots still remaining at the $850 price point. The price of our membership is normally $2,212 for the year. If you're on this live stream, if you were on it last night, we were running a sale going into the Nvidia earnings, which got you a 61% discount, which brought the price down to $850. We did not have a chance to reset it. So you're lucky. It was supposed to be $1,027 today. But since it never reset, there's still technically 8 spots remaining for the $850 price point. All you need to do is go to ttgoffer.com right now. Go to ttgoffer.com. Everything you see on that page is included for the $850. And if you join today and you pay $850, you're locking yourself in at $850. You're grandfathering yourself in at that price. So next year, when it comes time to renew your membership, our membership could be the $2,200. It doesn't matter. You'll only pay $850 to renew. And that's a pretty big deal. I'm confident you're going to want to do that because 78% of our members do. We have a 78% retention rate amongst our members. 78% of our members have either upgraded to become a lifetime member or they've renewed their annual membership. And I'll show you. Guys, do me a favor. Now type the number 2 if you're a lifetime member or if you've renewed your annual membership. If you've renewed your annual or you're a lifetime member, go ahead and type the number 2. And the people that are on this live that are not members, and maybe you're looking at ttgoffer.com right now, you're taking a look at some of the things that are included with your membership. Think about this for 1 second. Why on God's green earth would this many people renew their membership or spend thousands of dollars to become a lifetime member if they did not feel that it was worth it? If you joined True Trading Group and you lost a bunch of money, you didn't learn anything, would you renew your membership? I highly doubt it. So why the hell did all these people? Ask yourself that, seriously. And then go to ttgoffer.com. There's no coupon code required. There's just 8 spots remaining at the $850 price point. It comes with, obviously, you're going to get all of our trade alerts, stocks, options, crypto, right? All of our trade alerts, day trades, swing trades. You're going to get long-term portfolio alerts, You're going to get our entire 22 course curriculum, which is a simplified and expanded upon version of the training that I received when I worked at the fund in New York. There's beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, you name it. We've got it. You guys have access to all of it. There's no upsell for anything you see on that page. So literally ttgoffer.com, everything there is included. No upsell additional fee for any of it. You're going to also get Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed. Some of you may pay for Benzinga Pro. It's going to cost you over $1,000 a year. You're going to get Benzinga Pro with our membership for $850. The Benzinga Pro newsfeed, that is. TradingView's premium charting software, it's included. The Trade Ideas scanner streams on our platform for you guys to use. It's included. 2 private study group sessions. You will get access to the AI-powered trading and investing assistant, our AI tool. 1,000 hours of our video library, and then premium blog, trading forums, all of it for $850 for the whole year. And we do also offer a double your money back guarantee. Now, the double your money back guarantee works as follows. You see, I believe so strongly in the platform that we've created that we put our money where our mouth is. And to prove to you how much that we believe in the platform and its ability to help you reach your goals, we offer a double your money back guarantee based on your P&L. So the way this works, and it's right there on the page in black and white. Our double your money back guarantee is right there. It's right there in black and white. It's real. Go read it. This is how it works. You join today, you pay $850 for the whole year. Go through our courses, pass our quizzes, attend one study group, use the platform. If you do those things and are unable to make enough winning trades to equal the $850 membership fee, if you can't do that at least one time, we'll give you back not just $850. We'll give you back $1,700 for wasting your time. I'm dead serious. I can do that because our refund rate is around 2.8% since inception. If it was 12%, I wouldn't be able to do it. We have a 78% retention rate. We're 4.7 star rated on Trustpilot out of 2,500 reviews. All you guys have to do is go to ttgoffer.com. Now, we do accept Klarna, Afterpay, PayPal credit. If you guys want to use those financing options, you certainly can. It's right there on the checkout page. You guys can select that one of those payment options if you want. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to send us a text message. Shoot us a text. We're fully transparent. We're an open book. Any questions you guys have, 1-888-306-8783. The phone number is right there at the bottom of the screen. Again, it's 1-888-306-8783. All right. So there you guys have it. All right. So again, it's ttgoffer.com. 1-888-306-8783. Archie, Archie says, thanks. I appreciate your program. I'm on a budget. Yeah, Archie, listen, like I said, I'm not sure if you're a member or not, but we do accept Klarna, PayPal credit, right? Afterpay. If you guys want, you guys are more than welcome to use those options, get yourself involved here with your trading group. All right. So you guys have it. All right. So let's go back over to the charts and let's just a little bit more detail about what I'm looking for tomorrow, very specifically. It's all about, and you know what? I'm going to get rid of this line. I'm going to draw a box. I'm going to draw a box because I want you to see the width of this level. Okay, there's your box. This is the level. Now, what you'll notice when it comes to trading is that levels are not finite prices. Okay, levels are not finite prices. Levels are ranges. Okay, levels are ranges. This is your range. This is your support. In order for me to feel confident that this level is broken, when am I going to look to get short? I will show you. The only way that I will look short the overall market is if the following occurs. If we've identified the width of a level, which we have right here, okay, if this is the width of the level, I want to see us break the level by the distance equal or greater than the level. So what that means is if you see this, this does not mean the level is broken, right? The level's being tested if that's what you see. If you see this, now the level is broken. Okay. And if I see something that looks like this, doesn't have to be tomorrow, it could be Monday, but if I see something that looks like this, then I'll look for bounces back into the level. All right, so here's your level. Then I would look for bounces back into the level to get short, and then look for the level to be resistance. Okay. So that's what we're going to be looking for. All right. That's what we're going to be looking for. We're going to wait for the level to be cleared out. Okay. Then bounce back into the level. That's where we engage our short. And then you look for that to follow through. You look for the resistance and then follow through to the downside. We have to welcome James. James just joined TTG, guys, newest member of the family. Everybody welcome James. 7 of those spots now remain. Everybody welcome James. 7 spots now remain. Everybody welcome James. Again, ttgoffer.com. ttgoffer.com. Head there now, guys. Only 7 spots left, and that price jumps to $1,027. Okay, so that's what it would look like for me to go after the short. But if tomorrow you get a candle that looks like this, right? If tomorrow you get this, then it's not time for the short yet. All that would tell you is that this support level held, and then you would still at that point, you would try to look for longs, and you would look for those longs until this level broke. And once that level breaks, you then short bounces back into the level for the follow-through move to the downside. And we have to welcome Antoine. Antoine, welcome to the TTG family. Everybody welcome Antoine. 6 of those spots now remain. 6 spots now remain. Everybody welcome Antoine. 6 spots remain. All right. Again, guys, $850. That's it for the whole year. No upsell, no additional cost for anything else you see on that page. It's all included. And tonight's the last night. There's only 6 spots left. So if you're watching this live after it's aired, you're like, well, how do I know if I'm one of the 6? It's very simple. When you go to ttgoffer.com, does the price say $850? If it does, you're one of the 6. If it says $1,027, you're not. That's it. Very simple. And if you have any questions at all, if you're having a hard time signing up, just text us. We're fully transparent. We're an open book. Anything you want to know. Saeed, 5 spots now remain. Saeed, 5 spots. All right, these are going quick, guys. I wouldn't wait anymore. I would hurry up, ttgoffer.com, or just text us 1-888-306-8783. All right, guys. Phone number is right down there at the bottom of the screen if you guys have any questions. All right? So now you're starting to understand why I said the price action over the next 1 or 2 days is more important to me than the price action today. Right? Because today we tested a support level. Now I want to know, does this support level hold or do we actually break? That's why I'm saying that the next 1 to 2 days are very important. We have a 3-day week, 3-day weekend. Obviously, the markets are closed on Monday for the Memorial Day holiday. So let's see. Tomorrow is going to be important in my eyes. Tomorrow's price action is important, and then obviously Tuesday's price action important as well. And we'll see what this level, if this level holds or this level breaks. And I'll update you guys if I take the short position. If I see that, what I just drew for you, if that happens, then you already know what my game plan is. Okay. So that's it, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have not yet done so, smash the like button, show some love. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you never miss out on any of these lives. We're dropping golden nuggets. As you see, we're dropping golden nuggets on a regular basis to help you guys make some money. All right. Otherwise, you go straight to ttgoffer.com. Take advantage. There's 5 spots left for that cheaper discounted price. And then any questions, 1-888-306-8783. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you.